YouTube, what's up? We live. Hey, welcome to the Reflection Connection podcast. I can't talk. It's been so long since we did this, but yeah, welcome. We got Dr. Manhattan. We got Complex. Now he's calm.
Complex.
Yeah, hopefully, he the ghost and did some
Got
things. He fixed his
Phil
connection.
be Phil be having some cool little titles. I like that. Complex.
Phil is the
Got it.
chillest dude I've ever known in my whole life. Just so y'all know.
I thought that
Yeah, Phil is kind of a mellow.
that's
Have
that's kind
anybody
of
ever
an
told
original,
you
right?
what?
Oh, that name. I came up with that a long time ago, like
Yeah.
early
Yeah,
2000.
that's a cool name.
All right,
Have anybody ever
What
told
was
you
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 saying,
more
Neil?
like a mellow? Oh, go ahead.
what was you
No,
saying?
I was listening to
Somebody.
you. A mellow what?
Have somebody ever told you describing your personality, or you more like a mellow, laid back type person?
That's probably the nicest way I heard him say it.
Okay. That's how I take it. That's how I take you. You more like
Yeah, like
calm and mellow.
girlfriends is like you just don't give a fuck. You don't care about me. Da, 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 da. Employers, you know,
Uh,
it's like you're distracted. I'm like, yeah, I'm just even, man. I don't let too much rile me up because I know what kind of temper I got or had. I don't know. Maybe I still got it. Depends on the situation. Did y'all see that shit with what you call him that got fired? Matt Barnes got fired.
Matt Barnes, the basketball
Yeah,
player.
yeah. He
uh,
he threatened to slap a kid, announcer, play-by-play announcer at his son's high school game.
Oh
So they
damn.
fired him from. Yeah, he lost
from
his
from
job.
the NBA.
He was doing commentary for the San Diego Kings. Yeah, so I mean
Dang,
Sacramento Kings.
he
Uh,
probably he's probably on his way out the door anyway. But
he had been there like
thinking,
2 years,
I don't
but
know
I
his
was I
background.
was really surprised they fuck with him because I know he was doing that show with Steven Jackson and they'd be smelt what is it called, Up in Smoke or All the Smoke or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I was surprised they would even want that type of representation, but I guess that's the Sacramento Kings. The NBA really
Hmm.
probably couldn't have shit to say about that, but yep, they was like, "Hey, appreciate it. We got somebody. We want to slide into that space."
Bro, they'll do that quick as his heartbeat.
Man, now it's
Well, I
hey,
mean, nowadays, anyone that can see you mess up, basically, they can clip it, put it on
yeah,
X or Facebook or whatever, and then you go viral. And then, if any company is linked to you, then that's what. Oh man, they got thugs working for them, and
mm-hmm.
so companies are quick to knee jerk and just get rid of you.
Yeah, especially if you they realize that you getting paid more than what you should get paid. They find a reason or look for a reason to get rid of you. I mean, hope for a reason.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
we need to, as a people, if you make it, I mean, congratulations, but you got to start thinking like a person that made it. You know what I mean? Like rich people don't put their hands on other rich people because you can lose your money that way. You can lose your job, you lose your money
mm-hmm.
that way. So if you want to do something, there's bro, if I'm worth 200 some $1 million, I'm just saying, if I'm worth 200 some $1 million and somebody come up and do something to my kid, yeah, I can beat them up or punch them, or I can go buy their house. You know what I mean? And then now they paying me mortgage, I can kick them out or whatever. Like there's so many other avenues that we can do to, if you want to take revenge on somebody or set them straight, that are available to you other than just pure violence, that's going to end up getting you fired, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or lawsuits. They real quick for that. A lawsuit will mess a person up.
Oh yeah.
If I was rich, I wouldn't want to be involved in anything to where I have to go to court or criminal, anything dealing with criminal legal shit, anything involving me having to get a lawyer. The reason why I say that is because if I made it, let's say I'm a millionaire, I got $100 million. It's like I do not need to waste any more of my life worrying about regular people's shit, because that's how I would look at it, when I need to be only like enjoying the things that the regular people wish they had or whatever. So I would actually avoid any conflict, any confrontations, any issues with other people as much as I could. You know, I know you can't avoid everything, but that's what I would do. Like this Matt, if you ask him, Matt, what's his name, Matt Barnes, if you
Matt
ask
Barnes.
him, did you want to get fired? He'll be like either yes or no. If he say yes, then you know why he probably risked that. But if he say no, like, dude, I don't, you didn't get you don't have your priorities lined up right or something, because now you out some money. That's
the woman, the person I heard it from, she had made a point about emotional regulation, and I thought that was a powerful statement, because so often, and something that I try to teach my daughters, is about acknowledging their emotions, because they're important. You don't disregard them because they're real, right? And but what you do, and this is what I tell them, you quantify it, you qualify them, is what I say. However you're feeling, acknowledge why you're feeling that way, and then acknowledge, is it worth it? Because the next step of your emotions is you're acting off of it.
Yeah.
And so you have to, give the correct expression to your emotions, or at least a constructive expression to those emotions. And a lot of times when you're dealing with other people, there really isn't any value in dealing with someone emotionally, because unless you can talk to them like a person, or like in a mature adult, and have them acknowledge, hey, that was fucked up, da 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 da. I just mean, like, you're not gonna get anything back from it, even if it's an apology. To me, apologies, words, unless it's like actual recompense, some money for damages or some shit like that, it's not even really talking to you about how you wronged me is probably just going to infuriate me more, because I'm not going to get the response that I would want. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're trying to push my buttons, now I've just made you aware, and that this is another thing that goes into my character. Now you know what upsets me, and who's to say you don't keep doing it until until you get the response you're looking for. So I don't know. Like I said, emotions are important, but I wouldn't have let it cost me I don't know how much his salary was there, but it wouldn't have cost me that over no little kid. I don't know what he said. I can imagine he may have been talking
it's
shit
gotta
about.
be close to $1 million. You know what I mean?
Oh
yeah, but
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but see, it's two things that he lost. He lost a lot of respect from certain people. He lost money. If you ask him, do you want to lose respect from people? He gonna say no. You ask him, do you want to lose money? He gonna say no. Over a little small confrontation. Yeah, I think that was a bad call what he did. And I'm just huh?
No, I was just saying, yeah. Oh, with a kid too, it just looks. If it was a grown man and he talking about your kid, I really can't.
Even it just got to be one of them things, Phil, where he have no other choice than yes. I can understand that. But if you got a choice to just grab your kid and walk out the building and be like, come on, let's go home. We ain't worrying about this bullshit. That's what he should have probably did. You know what I mean? He would have still been making money. He would have still had the respect from certain people. Now he in the news with his business out there getting fired, and a certain amount of people like he an asshole, but yeah. I always
and truth be told, Well, I was just gonna say, and truth be told, I always have to consider the other side of it, and we don't know the other side of it. I don't know what this kid said, but we know kids nowadays, they can wild out, and this is one of those privileged LA area. Ain't no telling who their parents are. Felt like he could say something to somebody that come from a place where respect is to be um, given by all, as far as from Matt Barnes' perspective. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care who your parents are. If I see you, it's hands.
Oscar in
You
the
got to know
chat,
when you're
y'all.
dealing with those kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he in the chat.
Okay. What up, Bo?
I'm trying to type with one hand. It's horrible.
Why you got one hand?
Because the way my keyboard is set up is over on my left side. I mean,
We was talking about. I'm sorry to talk over you, Shot.
No, you good, brother.
We was talking about them snacks, man. Y'all had me. Them Twinkies.
What about the Twinkies?
Twinkies.
Yeah.
Ding dongs.
Hey, so
Suzy Q.
Yep.
I had
Yeah.
I had a roommate. He's Japanese. He was half Japanese, half Polish, but he mostly claimed Japanese. This fool was all about some Twinkies, but he put them in the freezer. And not gonna lie, frozen Twinkies went hard in the paint.
Yeah.
So
frozen ding dongs too. That's how I like the ding dong. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to like those too.
That's why I hate
I'm
saying
like,
hey, you know what? I didn't know that like so many people absolutely love the what are they, the white and like the zebra cakes. That's what they're called.
Oh yeah. Fuck
Man, them I had to do a fridge fund. I ran the fridge fund at one of my hangars, and them things sold out so fast. People were like, "Hey man, you need to buy some more zebra cakes." And I'm like, "What? Why do y'all like these things, man? Them things."
People with the sweet tooth. I've always had one.
That's why I try to put my shit. I'm like, man, all right, cookies, almond milk or coconut milk ice cream, non-dairy ice cream, basically, and goods that I bake myself. And all the extra fucking candy. Like my favorite candy is hot tamales, red hot cinnamon disc, hot shit like that.
Hot tamales,
man. Yeah, they look like little
like
red pills.
Yeah, you like some cinnamon stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I like cinnamon too.
I'm not big on cinnamon candy.
Twizzlers had these
I love Twizzlers.
Cinnamon Twizzlers one year. I have not seen them since. This had to be like 2008, as a matter of fact. Man, I bought, the store was going out of business. They had them. I bought them shits. I had them for weeks, knocking them shits off. Never seen them again. I'm like, this is how a motherfucker that's like on crack go.
Yeah.
When they go to the hospices or whatever the hell.
Hey, that's how that dude on Zombieland was about them Twinkies.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
I don't blame him. When
Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah.
That man, but I'm shocked that he didn't like them snowballs. He had opened up a truck full of snowballs. I like them too.
I don't like my dad used to love snowballs. I'm not a big snowballs fan. He liked snowballs and moon pies. I was like,
the moon pie.
I used to get with a moon pie.
It was too sweet for me.
Yeah, it is sweet as hell.
It was too sweet for me.
Okay. You might not be one of the people. Like, to me, the flavors that I gravitate to is sweet flavors. That's what I gravitate to. So
I like a hint of sweetness. So it's weird. Like if you ever go to Germany, they'll have, for one, everything in Germany is like bought fresh. I should say everything, but most of the stuff is bought fresh. The refrigerators are real small. They're about maybe a quarter to half the size of an American refrigerator because they only keep drinks in it. They don't keep food and all bunch of stuff in it. So if you want to go buy stuff to cook, you go that day to the market, the local market, and you pick it up. Everything's fresh, including your bakery stuff, like all your sweets and breads and all that stuff. So you go to the bakery and they have all these like big concoctions like with whipped cream and strawberries, and that shit look good as hell, man. And then you bite into it, and you barely taste like any sugar. Like it's a lot less sweet
Really?
than you would think it is.
Bland ass shit.
It feels bland, but then you get used to it, and it is like just right. You know what I mean? And then you come back to America, and everything is too sweet. Literally everything.
Oh yeah, that I would have been mad. I don't. I like when I look at something and it looks sweet. I expect it to be sweet.
I mean, yeah, I was the same way. But like I said, after a while, your taste buds just get used to it, and it regulates it. And it's strange being in Europe and then coming back home, and so many people are obese here. You know, just morbidly obese.
Hey, and heart disease is still the #1 killer.
Oscar said they like that sweetness.
Yeah, man, I used to love eating sweets all the time. I don't do it now.
Oscar killing us, man. He said dog is the funniest thing ever. Snowballs, the sweetness, big concoctions. That's a whole bunch of pauses, Oscar. We pausing after everything.
Why is it looking like? Well, I guess that's different now.
What's wrong? I'm confused at your confusion, Dave.
I'm looking at the little chat thing right here, but so it's fine.
He's on the YouTube chat.
Yeah, it's fine. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, if you go to comments, yeah.
Oh, maybe I gotta join the chat down here. Oh, there it is.
You could just go. Or you want to type something, Phil, or something? Well, you could just go to Reflection Connection. You should be able to see it.
I was just seeing what y'all was saying. Pause.
Yeah, Oscar killing us, though. Hey, let's go ahead and hop on one of these topics. All right. So, if y'all look at the banner, how much money is enough? I'm bringing this up because Dave has made this comment to me and Oscar. Like, how much is enough? And it really brought back into my mind because I was watching a podcast today, and they were talking about an interview Gilbert Arenas was doing with some lady, and she was basically saying, you know, should he have given up some money to basically guarantee himself a ring? And he was like, well, how much money are you talking about? And she was like, well, how much did you make? And he said, I made $171 million while I was in the NBA. And she was like, well, what if you'd only made 120, but you had a ring? Wouldn't that have been better? He's saying, so basically giving up $50 million for a ring? And she was like, yeah. He was like, hell no. And when he put it that way, it made me think about it. So I wanted to know what y'all thought about a situation like that.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I would. Go ahead, Phil.
No, I was just saying, I saw that episode. I watch him by accident every now and then, but I totally agree with him. Yeah, no. Even though for a player of his caliber, that might have put him in not only a Hall of Fame potential. Would you stand to make that $50 million over the lifetime as a Hall of, just with the status of a Hall of Famer? I don't know. But to get it all in the amount of time that he did playing, yeah, I don't know what they say. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So yeah, I probably just get my 50 the way I got it.
I'm the same way. I would fuck a ring, even fuck the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I would have been like one of those people. If I go to the if I was able to go to the NBA, it's because of the money. Even though I love basketball, I love playing it,
right.
But the main reason me going to the NBA is for the money, not because I love playing the game. I can play the game anywhere at pickup ball, but that money, I never get a chance. That type of money the average person will never get that type of money. So why would I worry about some what do they call it? What's that term?
Trophy,
No, when an object is something that you
trinket.
you give it meaning, huh?
Oh no.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the word for it per se.
Yeah. I don't care about fucking a ring. You know, it's kind of like how we value gold. Gold is only valuable because we make it valuable. Like fuck that ring. I'll be glad I got $50 million on top of whatever else. You know how much you know what you can do with that. You know, that's how I see it.
Grown man business.
Yeah, I mean that's what I saw. Once he said it, because before the conversation, broke. So if you have 100 million in the bank, would you give up 20 million to be a champion? No, hell no. No, I think for people that don't understand that professional sports, while it is a sport, and while we are fans that make this shit go around, it is a business, and the team owners understand that it's a business. You know what I mean? Like a team owner, if they can make their franchise a $9 billion franchise, you know what I mean, and not win a championship, I think they would go with that $9 billion franchise over the whole championship.
Hell yeah.
And that's why you could be an amazing role player on the team, loyal, do great things for your city, but they figure out they can make more money with someone else, they're gonna trade your ass in a heartbeat, you know. So I think it's a business, and
it's
as soon
not
as
a family,
yeah, I mean, I think you should go out and try to win, because winning does make you more valuable.
If you making money, you know, if you ain't doing nothing for the team, they'll cut you anyway. So.
It does make you more valuable, but if they're like, "Hey, bro, we need you to take a $50 million pay cut so we could win and get you a ring," I'm like, "I'm good, dog."
I'd be like, "Shit, nigga, I'd be like, no." Even if they told me, "Man, you already got 100 billion," well, you know, I'm like, "So I want 150."
Hell to the no, dog. Especially because he said it too. He was like, "There's people out here pawning off their championship rings because they need money."
Yeah.
Because see, that's what I'm saying. When you get to another stage in your life, particularly a decade later or 15 years after you done, you know, did your whole sports career, you look at that ring every day and you be like, "Man, that ring probably costs a certain amount of money. I need some money now. Fuck this ring. I'm gonna sell it." You know, you ain't young no more. You ain't living in that. And by the way, it's like what, I don't know the term, but it's your state of mind. You feel like if you currently, let's say in the NBA, on an NBA team, you young, let's say you in your 20s, you that whole atmosphere, the ring at that time just amplifies it. You know, you allow it to be that way. But when you get into your 40s and 50s, that ring has nothing to do with the way you live in your life now. So, you know, that's why old people don't get out there and go to the club with the 21 years old, because they just ain't gonna fit. They know it, you know. It's just what it is. I'm like that on the basketball court. I get on the basketball court, this gray, I'm like, I want them to see the gray. I ain't finna pretend that I'm young. I want them to see the gray and go, "Okay, this old school. We ain't finna try to hurt him like we, you know, because we young and I got all this." I'm like, "Yeah, don't try to hurt me. Let me just, you know, try to still live through my, you know, live my glory while I still got it." And yeah, I'll still do it. Hey, if they leave me open, you know, I'll still try to take them or whatever. But that's how I see it. It's a lot of things. You know, I think most people know that when they get older. It's a lot of things you realize, like, damn, this was cool when I was young. I don't need it now. You know.
Yeah.
the caveat to that, I would say, to that topic though, is from the standpoint of how much money is enough. To have 120 million and have an extra 50 million on top of that, your lifestyle ain't really gonna change that much. You know, maybe you buy a jet I don't know, an island, and have this, with that 50 mil, two jets with that 50 mil, um, but a yacht. I mean, but really, your lifestyle doesn't change as much. So I guess to me, the Hall of Fame stuff would be the clout that you might get, and maybe that's um, worth the difference
What
in the money.
to me,
Just
what
from
that
the
is
standpoint, well,
to me,
today we live in a clout incentive based culture now, right? Uh,
yeah,
so
but think about this, Phil. All right, let's say that you go the clout route. You get the ring instead of the 50 million. When you in your 50s, what you gonna do? Be bragging to youngsters that you got a ring, a championship ring? They gonna look at you and be like, "That's cool, old school," but you ain't. This ain't your moment now. This ain't your time. Go on and finish
well,
getting ready to get old and die with your ring.
you,
You
you
know,
notice like
he
every so if you're a Hall of Fame player, you're always present in the game. If you want to be, they're gonna bring you out to the arena. They
Yeah.
gonna
oh shit.
if you there, they gonna put the camera in your face. Oh, Hall of Famer, da, 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 championship. So you're gonna always, and I think as we get older, we tend to, maybe we aren't looking at it, but I think we should. You acknowledge how small a circle your interactions are, and there's a lot of loneliness in getting older. And while we
Oh
may
yeah.
not think about it now, yeah, we think about money now, but if you think about it, the only thing that really lasts and persists are our memories, and our memories are often made with other people. So
Mhm.
when you think about getting old, and your children are off living their lives, and all the friends around you, either they done fell off, so they ain't really in your circle anymore, or um, shit, they done died. You know, uh, I think those interactions and wanting to be around other people, mean a lot more to you then. So the same way, you think, because I mean, like you were saying, every 10 years your values change,
Yeah.
to where what's important to you. So right now we looking at it like, oh man, 100 million, 150 million, hell no, I'm taking it. Yeah, for sure. But who's to say another 50 years when, it's just us, and a couple of us ain't doing too well, or we're all going to be reliving these old days when we used to do
Damn,
the
I'll be
things that we
We
98.
did.
already doing it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We're already doing that.
So
Yeah, well, basically what you're saying, Phil, which I agree. To each person, or like that saying goes, to each his own. Whatever they want to whatever they continue to value and want to value in life, that's their prerogative or whatever. Even as they get up in age, every decade, of course they could revalue or relook at things in a different way. Yeah, you know. But me looking at it from the outside, looking in, I ain't got 150 million. I know what, if I ever did have access to that and actually had it, I ain't letting it go. And if and if somebody
for
told me
sure,
to,
right?
if somebody told me how to get it and it was legal, I'm gonna fucking try to go through that process. And you know,
Mhm.
it's a one life. It's a life. That's what is they. What do people tend to. What is it? Okay, man. I don't know why I'm having brain thought blockage or whatever. What is that? Once in a lifetime thing.
Once in a lifetime.
When,
Yeah.
yeah, when a person say this is a once in a lifetime thing, and whatever they talking about is actually true, you got to be serious about that. And to me, to get $1 million is a once in a lifetime thing, let alone 150 million. Because most people, what, 90% of or 99% of people on the planet never become millionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah,
99.9 or some shit like that.
yeah. I definitely would. But David, you already rich. I'm like, man, anything can happen, and I might need that extra 50 million. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah. I look at it that way too. One thing I've learned is as a professional athlete, you only have an X amount of time to maximize your earning potential. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's depending on what sport, it's very short. You know what I mean? And like football is even shorter than it is for basketball. Basketball, you could be any position and get a max contract. It doesn't matter as long as you're a star player. Football, if you're a running back, you're not going to get quarterback money. It's just never going to happen. You can be a shitty ass sorry quarterback that's just good enough to be the 32nd team's first stringer, and you're going to make way more than the best football player, or not football player, best running back in the league. So figure out what you're going to do in your 20s, maybe your early 30s, maximize your earning potential, because you're probably not going to make that much money in that shorter period of time for the rest of your life. It's a possibility that you could, but those guys are few and far between. Those are your LeBrons, your Jordans, your Tiger Woods, the people that are billionaires now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, billionaire. That's a man. I would spend all my money if I was a billionaire. Basically, I would calculate me making it to 100.
Wait, you know how much, like how hard it is to spend all that money?
It's not really hard. I don't. That's one thing I didn't heard people say, but I disagree with that.
Okay,
you could actually give away literally all of that. Just give it away. It'll be gone in a day.
Okay,
it's just a matter of the trend.
Even then, like let's say you had $1 billion, right? Evenly, and even $1 billion, and you say, "Hey, I'm going to give you $1 billion," right? The time that it would take for me to draw up the papers and get to the bank and everything, I have already earned probably another $200 million on top of that $1 billion.
From what though?
Interest.
Oh, interest. Okay. Yeah. But that's what I'm. Well, I'm just saying that I'll be able to put that billion to work. Like I'm one of those people. Like I don't want to die with $1 billion. If I had $1 billion, I would put it to work. I had like a bunch of fucking housekeepers, chefs, fucking chauffeurs, which you don't really see that too much these days. Security guards, concubines, fucking. I have it all, and I would look at it like I'm what do they call it? What's wrong with my voice? Philanthropist. How you say that?
Yeah.
That
philanthropist.
The person. Yeah. Damn, man. I don't know why I can't speak today. But anyway, the person that like to give away money. That's how I would look at it, and they get paid well only because it's kind of weird, in my opinion, for a person to die with all that, even if they earned it, when it could actually help so many people. So that's what I do. My landscapers will be getting paid like fucking, $40,000 a year. And one incentive on that is that they definitely gonna do a good job because, I don't think landscapers, one individual or whatever, or team get that amount of money or whatever.
Oh, landscapers make some money, man.
I'm talking about like one guy though, like one guy with, let's say it's a team of 6. One guy will be getting 40,000, that type of thing. Yeah, so I'll find a way to spend all my money, only because it's like I feel like, what's the point in having it if you ain't gonna spend it? You feel me?
I'm not gonna spend all my money. I would probably live off the interest. So, like I was saying, my numbers are way off, but if you had like $1 billion spread all around, it's going to earn different interest rates. But let's just say you had a 5% yield on annual interest payout. You would get $50 million a year on that $1 billion. Like I would just live off that, and then stack my money even more.
Yeah, you could do that, but I'm saying that I'll calculate, like, it's all about me making it to 100. Cause I'll do the research. What's the average age people die? I say between 75, 85.
You trying to live to
Well,
100?
even though I know I'm not, let's say the statistics say most people die between 75, 85. So I'll go, okay, an extra 15 years. If I make it to 85, I want to go ahead and still have some money when I hit 100. But once I hit 100, I could be flat broke and I wouldn't give a shit, because I would have actually used all my money the way I was meant to use it, since I earned that much. That's how I would look at it.
You don't want to leave none to your kids?
They gonna have some already on the side. I'm talking about my personal money. Basically, like, they already got like 20 million apiece. So my personal money, let's say I got $1 billion, I'm gonna spend it up, but until I reach 100, and when I'm 100, I could be flat broke. Then I just live off of my daughters. I'm gonna be dead in the next hour anyway. Hitting 100 ain't like I'm gonna be living for the next 100 years after that. That's how I would do it. Because look, if I had $1 billion, I die. It just goes to my daughters. Then if they do the same thing, they die. Let's say they never have kids, then it's gonna go to the system. So what was the point of me having all that money? Didn't even use it.
You said to the system.
Like whatever system, whoever gets it, if my daughters don't have
you can set up a trust to where that money could be used to whatever you want. You have somebody like you could. Matter of fact, what you can do is you can set this trust up, and then you can make your kids the operators of this trust. They're the ones that operate it. And you just leave them instructions. Hey, I want you to spend this money doing this and this money doing that. And then they would get paid out of that trust also.
I get you. Even that. I see, the way I look at it is, wherever my money go, it's not where I wanted my money to go after I'm gone. So I'd rather just spend it up.
I mean, even if you said where you wanted it to go?
They could be like, well, to the American Heart Association. I don't want my money to go there, because I know the money ain't gonna actually go and be spent the way it should be spent.
I'm saying you dictate where the money gets.
I get you, but I don't want it. I don't want it to go to anybody else other than me, because I'm gonna use it the way I wanted to use it since I earned it.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
No, I get what I mean. All right. Good luck spending $1 billion. Like, have fun.
Well, it might be you.
Yeah.
Huh? I can do
Richard
this.
Pryor,
What? Oh yeah, I seen that. I like that movie. But I like. But unfortunately, I ain't got $1 billion. But even if I had $1 million, I'd do the same thing. I don't know. I just think that you could do a lot with a lot of money, and I would actually do a lot.
You can. My dad passed and didn't leave me a lot of money, and I don't want that. I don't want that for my kids. Put it that way. I'm not saying that I got to give them money, but I want to give them resources. I want to give them land. I want to give them things that they can continue to pass on, and after I'm gone and forgotten about, but my the family legacy is still expanding and setting my grandkids up for success because of the hard work I did. I think I don't want to say that's the American dream, but it might be the American goal per se.
Ooh, I respect why you would do it, Shaw. I'm a little different. Like, I think that when a person earns something, like when they seek out something, they earn it and they get it, they should use it to the best of their ability for themselves, and then whatever is left over, unintentionally, not intentionally left over, but unintentionally, you could give it to the people you love or whatever. Like, I wouldn't leave my daughters $1 billion, put it like that. If I had $1 billion, they'd get at most maybe 20 million a piece, which is like, what? You could be like, damn, David, $1 billion, that's 1,000 million. You could at least leave them 100 million. Nope, 20 million a piece, and I'm gonna spend the rest, which is, it's only because that's a once in a lifetime thing for me to live my life truly the way I want to live it. Like right now, if I ask Phil, watch this, Shard. If I ask Phil right now, Phil, you got a front yard and a backyard?
Yeah.
Would you want somebody to come out there and professionally clean all your foliage exactly the way you want, when it needs to be done? Would you want somebody to do that?
100%.
All right. And if you had so much money, it would be as if, you can look at it this way. It would be as if that's just gonna be an automatic thing for the rest of your life. That's kind of how I see it. If I had $1 billion, I want certain services to just be automatic for the rest of my life, exactly where I want it. Because that's what everybody's actual dreams are. Like right now, if I ask Phil this too, would you want actually your ideal house? He'd be like,
I just learned how to do that.
Yeah, you're talking about sustaining a quality of life or a lifestyle.
Like if you had absolute power, you know what I'm saying? If you had, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that there's this scripture that says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. The wealth of a sinner is laid up for the righteous, or something like that. And when you're talking about legacy and setting up your family for generations to be to have opportunities to do and be whatever they want to be, and they aren't even here, so you've thought of them before they were even thought of by your daughters, and maybe not even in the hopes of there being a remembrance, but that there would be a remembrance because that would be passed upon your granddaddy, your great granddaddy. I think you ever see those TV shows or movies, and it's a rich person's house, and they got like the great granddad that made the fortune.
Yep. The painting above the fireplace.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Looking all regal and shit.
Yeah, then the little kid goes, "Mom, who's that?" "Oh, that's your great granddaddy, Prescott Bush." He was just a made man, regardless of how he did it. He's that guy to the family, and I think it's something to be said about having that type of respect and acknowledgement for those that you love before they even get here, and that love you without even knowing.
Yeah, I respect that. You can do that. Like I respect what Shard is talking about. But to me, I also know this. You do that, let's say you leave something for your kids, then you tell them leave for the grandkids and so on. At some point, there's gonna be a descendant down the line who ain't gonna give a fuck about what you built. And it's just gonna be one of them things. Like the Gucci, this just came to my thought. The Gucci movie or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a little empire at one point, and now anybody who's in that lineage don't have no connection to the actual Gucci brand now. Wow. And
that's what a trust would have prevented.
Huh?
That I was just saying that is what a trust would have prevented or preserved. Anybody with this namesake, will always get a check from the proceeds or what have you.
That's good. See, that's the thing, though. It's scary. Go ahead.
I was just saying that, and also you can set it up to where, there are certain, what's the word, Shad? Things that have to be met in order to, you could say,
like gates, basically.
Yeah. Like my daughters can't collect on their trust
until they're a certain age and they've done.
They're married,
went to college.
You can set it up all kind of way. Oh, you don't want to get your degree? No access.
We had a pilot. He's not. I'm not gonna say he's rich. He's very well off. He makes about $18,000 in just passive income every month.
Mm.
But for him to get that, he had to join the service. Like that was one of the requirements. And so now that he joined the service and he was in for a certain amount of time, he was able to get all these investment properties that his dad or granddad set up. And so,
Yeah, that kind of shit, man. I remember growing up, and Shad, our people both owned quite a bit of property in Carbondale, but you grow up playing Monopoly and shit, and then around high school time, you hear that the lots are going for like $6,000 a lot and shit, and it never occurred to you the wealth accumulation that could be made off of that 10, 20 years in the future.
oh, I mean, it hit me when I got my real estate license, and I was like,
Mhm.
man. Then I started looking back into Carbondale. I was like, well, let me see if there's any lots that I could buy, and then I got a little bit of money. I could just start, reinvesting into where I came from and stuff. And it's too late.
Right.
Them times is way in past. I mean, a lot is going to be about $90,000 to $100,000 in Carbondale right now.
Yeah.
That's the same price that we pay for lots out here.
Yeah.
Even more actually. I think it's only 70,000 a lot out here.
Yeah, I was about to say I've seen 70,000 in Carbondale. I'm like, what the what? In Acres Home, you can still find like 40, 50, but I mean, 2 years ago, you was talking about 14. Well, I ain't gonna say 2 years ago. 4 years ago now. 14. Then that shit jumped to about 24. Then it jumped to like 36. I'm like, these niggas doing. Man, it's
I think there's some logic behind having expensive property or making property in the suburban area expensive, where to the point where poor people are complaining. I think there's some logic behind it. What I mean is, okay, if you want to improve a city from being run down, where there's crime, pollution, trash, stuff like that, you could you could start by educating the citizens. But there will be a certain portion of citizens who do not want to be educated or want to be team players. So in their community, they will just allow their community to stay run down. But if the city is growing, because the population is growing, that's one fact of on our planet. There are more people being born than there are. More people live longer, being born and live longer than people are dying. Population is growing, so you want to make a city be better off for everybody. So how are you going to do that if everybody got the same rights? Meaning poor people have the same rights as rich people or well-off people, but yet they may have ownership of something in a neighborhood and they don't give a crap about how their house look or what they put in their yard. And it makes other properties look bad to the point where nobody wants to go and pay for those properties. So you jack up the prices of these properties to where now the poor people who are likely to just let it be a rundown property if they owned it, they can't even afford it. And the people who can afford it are serious about it. They should be, of course, because they're spending a lot for it. And they will likely make the property look decent. And therefore the neighborhood is decent. And then progression of the city is going in the right direction. So I think that's one of the reasons why there's high price. I'm only talking about property, by the way, not other things, not products and nothing like that. But I think that makes sense in a way where you want it to be expensive. Like the inner city of Houston is like that. It's been like that for years, where it's really expensive in the inner city. But now you see all the new development. It looks really nice in a lot of those areas that used to be run down. And what's that word? Gentrification is probably a part of that. Where
That's
I
exactly
know
what you're
poor people don't
describing.
like it.
It's exactly what you're
Yeah,
describing. Yeah.
component. Yeah, it's a component. But poor people, if you ask the poor people, like let's say a person who have a rundown house, but they own the property in the inner city, and it's all these new houses being raised up really nice and neat, and you're like, hey man, you got to do something about your house because we got all these nice houses, and your house don't really look good visually, and that poor person gonna be like, this is my shit, I'm gonna do whatever I want, yada yada, and then what he don't understand, what you would like for him to understand, is that, dude, you got to be a team player. Yeah, we understand that this is, you got the First Amendment, meaning you could look at this, your house as being art, your rundown house, or you could look at it as sentimental value because it could have been passed down to you from your great grandfather. But this house is not beneficial to the rest of the community because of, one, it's not structurally sound or whatever, and yeah, do something with it, and they won't. And so you fucking find a way to get them out, and then you raise the price so nobody else poor won't jump on that and buy it, and then do the same thing this dude was doing. It sounds fucked up, but how else is you gonna try to convince a uneducated or a poor person or just a person who don't want to do right, who have the same rights as you, to do right? You get it? Unless you just strip his rights and then make him do the shit, then that's wrong. Everybody be like, that's oppression.
Well, when you say you are, it's fucked up because that's what you're talking about, is stripping them of their rights because the house isn't as aesthetically pleasing as the newly enriched neighbors. Because you could just say that when you talk about older people, right, who worked their lives to buy this house, and now maybe because they don't command the same income, which of course they wouldn't if they're older and they didn't have their finances um, prepared in a way that would, maintain that upkeep and that quality of life. Illnesses or what have you come up. I don't know. I don't want to go on no tangent or nothing, but I think you have to. I think that if the community um, that builds around them is well off, then that community should look at the community members, and maybe part of the HOA go to taking care of those older residents as opposed to getting them booted out. I think that's the more humanistic uh, perspective to go.
But what do you mean? You mean take care of them by like fixing up their house and making their house look presentable? Is
Yeah,
that what you mean?
that maintaining their line.
That's an option.
We talked about this. We talked about this with the programs that
That's
I
what's up,
told you
Oscar.
about.
Tell them to log on to YouTube and hit a like and subscribe while you're at it.
That's an option, Phil. I just feel that wouldn't be good enough because the person who's living in there is still the problem. If you fix up their house, they're gonna just pretty much let their house run back into being like crap because they ain't gonna.
Well, if they're,
they could.
There's certain people, and we're just theorizing or what have you. But I'm specifically talking about those that own the house that are not in a position to, take care of it and maintain it. Older people, retired people, they don't have any ability.
Really, yeah.
So, you maintain it for them.
One of the things that he was talking about, and he it kind of got skipped over, is like the cause of this wasn't that they're just people; it's because they're poor people. Like poor people have different stresses and different like psychological things that they go through. We all know this. Than people that have a lot of money. Like they're worried about the lights being on the next month. Where the food gonna come from instead of how aesthetically pleasing my house is. Poor people go through escapism a lot more than rich people because they don't like their lives. That's why a lot of people turn to drugs and crime and all these other things. So like like we punishing them for being poor by really making them even more poor than they already were, because we're taking away the one thing that they did have was their house or their land.
And then putting them around a bunch of other
Well,
people
I
that are
kinda-
poor and desperate, and you get into the lawlessness of desperation and lack of resources.
Yep.
So we actually have a system that you made me realize kind of create crime. While it is a choice for somebody to take, certain behaviors or actions, we do know that rule number one is self-preservation. And if I got to get a bologna sandwich because I seen you bring some bread and meat home, then you either gonna give me that, or I'm gonna get it from you.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you said. One of the little things you just said, Phil, about we create crime. Our country's infrastructure in reference to capitalism, yes, I do believe in that way it creates crime. We have a problem with boasting about having a certain status and not realizing we all in this together. It wouldn't be that many poor people, if any, if we didn't have that type of capitalist mentality or whatever that we have in our society. Because I'm a straight socialist type person, socialist through and through, with a little bit of communism components to how I would look at an ideal society. Like the federal government should have this should all be free: healthcare, higher education, talking about college, free housing, and free water. Like I think water, since we got 70% of it on the planet, it should be no reason for no country, no city, no place, nowhere on this planet should somebody have to pay for water. This should be a free service, just like how we have police service or firefighter service. And housing is another thing I think should be free. And if you actually got those subjects squared away, housing, water, education, and healthcare, that would improve so many people's lives. Huh?
I was just saying
You say,
electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, electricity. It would improve so many people's lives.
Yeah, for sure.
Huh?
So what I mean, so do you think it's more about? So I would just ask, is capitalism more about greed than anything else? Because
yes,
with as much money and resources as there are out there, and we just pointed
100%.
to like 4 different things that could definitely be free, because they're free in lesser countries. It's like, that's kind of weird to me, man. Think about it.
100%. And think about it though, you would reduce so many other problems that we still have to deal with. You reduce crime, you reduce a lot of other issues. People will have less stress in so many ways. It's people right now who can't afford water, and the planet is mostly covered in the shit. It's just crazy, or whatever. A natural resource, or whatever. It's people. When it comes to housing, why is houses costing $1 million? Who was the person who was like, let's just make it cost $1 million for what?
I mean,
why you don't?
A perfect example of how fucked up our society is when it comes to greed is it's illegal for a homeless person to go into a dumpster and get food that someone has just thrown away. Like
crazy.
That
matter of fact, the food you got stores like HEB.
Yeah, we throw away so much food
Randall's,
in America.
They throw away all that, like those pastry type breads and shit. Throw it all away.
Yep.
Don't even donate it. At one point, I think in the 80s they used to do that.
I think they made it illegal to donate. I know in Houston there's a dude in one of my Facebook chats. He does a lot of feeding the poor and feeding homeless and stuff. And he's actually been, I want to say he's been ticketed and almost arrested several times for doing that, for actually donating his time and effort to feed the homeless in Houston. And that's a Democratic ran city too. You know what I mean? That's a Democratic mayor. So
yeah, only.
Yeah.
I was
know
when
what
I was
else is,
working at
to me, I
Fuddruckers.
find it.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave.
Go, Phil.
Oh no, I was just
I
going
got
to say the
terrible
same
timing.
thing. When I was working in fast food, when I saw all of the buns that we threw away at the end of every night at Fuddruckers, I mean things. Those buns were so good, man. So and to this day I hate seeing the food. But
That's
you know,
what I'm
them bars,
saying.
man, you could eat them things plain, and I would. I mean, a burger with some cheese on there, plain, no ketchup. I mean, anyway, I'm on a fast right now, so food is like
Yo, how long you been fasting?
it's just been 3 days so far.
He said just 3 days. Hey, no
Wait,
way,
hold
bro.
Phil. Okay. What do you mean, like a fast, like no eating nothing completely, or eating only small things?
I think he drinks water.
Yeah, I drink water. I make this juice. It's like lemon and cucumber and cayenne and ginger, sea salt and honey. But that's pretty much it. It's I do it like 4 times a year. But I did it a little earlier this year because I had to go to the dentist and I wanted to be clean before they did what they had to do.
I mean,
Yeah,
props, bro. I can't.
Yeah, well, we getting older, man. You gotta do certain things different. It's just what it is.
Yeah. Because I actually want to see 100.
But
I
yeah,
want to see 120 something.
100. Yeah. I want to see.
As long as I'm still alive, I don't want nobody wiping my ass for me. You know.
No facts.
But you know what I'm saying.
Hey, I'm gonna share this.
Yeah.
Just so y'all can see what I was talking about. The screen.
But yeah, I think capitalism is bullshit.
All right, so
I never support capitalism.
If y'all can see that,
he's out of here now.
Is he?
Yeah. The guy we got now is a straight. I don't know if he's a conservative or not, but he's definitely got the we're boosting the police and we're going hard on crime and.
Oh, he's probably conservative then. But this that dude, Philip Picone. He does a lot of work with the homeless and stuff. And
well,
yeah. Go ahead.
The two things that I kind of
Yep. Foods Not Bombs is the name of his organization.
Yeah. What was you saying?
I kind of think that the reason why they don't want I kind of think that the reason why they don't want stores or businesses don't donate their leftover food is because of exploitation and encouraging the citizens to depend on the free handouts, which means they're not going to try to better themselves to get out of their conditions. And the exploitation is people going to take that food and go try to sell it, go try to do other things with it where it don't really have the impact that it should, which I can understand why they would not want to, allow their food to be given to people. But see, that is just it's like a domino effect.
I would say bullshit flag on that. That sounds like that's a very conservative way of thinking. They'll say that shit.
Well, I'm saying that's what they think.
You're right. That is what they think.
I'm thinking.
But then they'll use that point. They'll turn around and they'll be like, let's say, like, I hate when they use the veterans, right? They'll be like, hey, McDonald's workers want to raise, because they've been working a lot of hard hours or whatever. They'll be like, there's homeless veterans in America that don't even make as much money as that, or there's people in the army that don't make as much money. Like they always, instead of trying to solve the problem, they use the problem as fear tactics to get votes for and shit. And I can't stand that. if
Yeah,
okay, if yeah, you throw away your food and you don't want people getting into it because you would rather them come buy it than go around the back and steal it out. I think there's creative ways that you could take the food that you're gonna throw away, maybe turn it into something else, sell it, and then donate that money towards homeless causes or create jobs of there's ways than other than just giving it to people than
Yeah.
just making it illegal and saying, hey, don't do it.
Or fix the real problem, not allow this country to be structured to where it actually being rich is a part of the foundation of happiness in this country. If you know if because this is how the country is structured, where you can put a price on anything. Let's say if I wanted to start a business, I start a business, let's say selling shoes. I could sell my shoes for $1 million. That would be my right. Why would that be a right in this country? That's just dumb as fuck. But people get carried away with these types of price. What do they call it? Gouging or whatever?
That's supply and
place.
demand right there.
Market.
No.
Yeah.
Before that, meaning if I'm a manufacturer, it's not about supply and demand yet. I just manufacture it. I haven't even tried to sell it. But if I do try to sell it, then I can just sell it for whatever price. Let's say $1 million. It don't mean that somebody's gonna buy it. Maybe somebody will. Maybe somebody won't. But it's the fact that I could put any price on it is the problem. One of the problems in our society. Because let's say you go.
I wouldn't say it's a problem because if no one buys it, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait. What'd you say? You say if people buy it, it's not a problem?
Yeah, if you overprice your shit. Yeah, if you overprice your shit.
Oh, you say if no one buys it.
And no one's gonna buy it. Like there has to be.
It will still be people who buy certain things. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's just
like people right now market, still buying Jordans.
Yeah, that's free market, dude.
Yeah, but that's one of the problems. It's people. For example, this is why so much bootleg stuff going on. Like let's say Prada purses, bootlegs all over the place because you know why? Prada purses are expensive. Gucci products expensive. Jordans, what an actual legit version of Jordans.
But is that a problem?
150, 250. That's a problem because now people realizing, damn, these Jordans are $250 a piece. How about we manufacture some fake ones and make it so undetectable? Now we getting some of that money. Now you got fraud all over the place. Think about that. If Jordans was fucking $25, just as a number, round number, ain't nobody gonna be trying to fucking
well, then nobody's gonna buy them either.
Jordans to sell.
For
$25? Man, I'll be buying up some Jordans. Who wouldn't buy Jordans for $25?
All right, brother. Feels out. I don't think Yvette gonna get on, so she tripping. Yeah. She ain't even watching us.
This was supposed to be the sex episode, right?
Yeah, I guess we have to do that next week.
Yeah, I wanted to hear what she was gonna say.
I don't need no damn no what is it? No temptation. Shit, I've been fasting from that longer than
Lisa's voluntary.
Damn, Phil.
Lisa's voluntary.
Yeah, I guess this day and age it'd have to be with all these thoughts running around here. Oh, you gotta it's funny.
Looking for a sugar daddy.
I live. I don't know if y'all have ever been to a real hoe house before, and I can save this for next week's.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah. All right. So I have on a couple of occasions, and it's so funny.
You mean a massage parlor? I have.
No, I mean a real. You walk in. It
to the red
like
light. He went to the red light,
and everybody there know why they're there. But and the girls come and choose you, you know. But yeah, it's funny. Like the other day, I'm driving down the street.
Massage parlor.
I'm driving down the street, and I just so happen to pass. Now I've only seen this place in the dark, but I'm driving down the street, ain't really paying attention, and it just sticks out like a
Like
I
a sore
remember
thumb?
it's been years. It's been years since I've been. You know,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
What is it called?
I won't. I'll tell you in person, or I'll text it. I'll text it to you.
Phil, really? You can't tell me what the name of it is?
We
It's
live,
brick and
dog.
mortar. It ain't like
We
the
on
the-
movies
we
on
we're gonna go to.
We on the internet's live, Dave. We can't be.
Yeah, I said I'd tell you. I'm just not.
I
Gonna
know it's a brick and mortar though. It's public.
Yeah,
He said he gonna tell
Is
you.
it brick and mortar?
yeah. And last time I went, it
You told-
wasn't. It wasn't that. I mean, it was very economical.
This was pre inflation.
Yeah, about 2017 maybe. Yeah,
Hmm.
so I don't know what it run for now, but I'll give you the breakdown when I call you, Dave. But shit, let me get out of
Phil,
here,
just
man. I'm
straight-
already
How much it cost? Wait,
about
Phil,
the
how much
cost.
it cost for some
About
head? Just say that.
an hour's massage. The average price of an hour's massage.
Okay,
That's what's up right there.
that's about 150 where I went.
Our massage. I pay less than
Nah.
that.
That's
Yeah.
expensive as hell.
No, it ain't no hour and 50. Hey, I'll hit you back, man. I gotta get out of here though.
All right, we're gonna end this right now. Flesh Connection.
All right, Phil.
We out.
Easy.